Good afternoon, students. This is Prema, your biology teacher from BRGS. Welcome to my biology class. Today topic is improvement in food resources. In the last class, we already studied about the which are the patterns we are using for the increasing the food production, green revolution, white revolution, so many things. In this class, we are going to study about the manure and fertilizers. First, let's move on to the manure. To increase the yield, the soil can be enriched by supplying nutrients in the form of manure and fertilizers. We know that already we are increasing the food resources on the earth surface in the crop fields. Yes or no? Here the soil can be enriched by supplying nutrients by giving potassium, nitrate and some other components to the soil. Then only we can increase the yields in the same field, okay, by using manure and fertilizers, okay, nutrients through the in the form of manure or fertilizers. Manure is a source of organic matter. What do you mean by manure here? Manure is a source of organic matter. It supplies small quantities of nutrient to the soil. Okay, soil takes little bit amount of manure. Okay, it is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. Natural method of manure we are preparing here by using animal excreta and plant waste for the increasing the food production. Next, which are the various forms of manure here? See, there are three types, mainly three types are there: compost, vermicompost and green manure. These are the various forms of manures. First one, compost. The process in which animal excreta, that means cow dung, we are using cow dung here, kitchen waste, plant remains, waste food and sewage waste, etc. These are the natural methods of manures. Okay, the process in which we are using animal excreta, kitchen waste, plant remains, that means plant waste product, that is leaves, root, stem, like that, plant remains, waste food, sewage waste, etc. These are the natural, okay, natural items we are using here. Are decomposed in pits is known as composting. Okay, in pit we are using all waste material, all animal excreta, all remaining of the plants food waste we are using here, that leads to the formation of compost, organic compost here. Second one, that is vermicompost. Here compost prepared by using earthworms. We are using earthworms here to hasten the process of decomposition of plants and animals refuse is called vermicompost. We are using earthworms here for the decomposition of the plants and animals. That is called as vermicompost. Next one, that is green manure. Here we are using some plants like sun hemp, gore, etc. are grown and after sometimes mulched by ploughing in the field. These green plants turn into green manures. After some days the plants turn into the green manure. They are rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. Green manure. This is called as green manure. We are using natural materials prepared by the plants. That is called as green manure. Next, come to fertilizers. What do you mean by fertilizers? Fertilizers are prepared in factories. They are made up of chemical substances. Chemical substances also called as fertilizers here. Here we are using only the chemical substances for the increasing the food in the crop yields, that is called as fertilizers. They have large amount of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay, fertilizers are easily absorbed by the plants since they are soluble in water. Okay, we are giving for the plants after the observation by the water, then only the plants absorb the nutrients from the roots. Okay, it is very costly compared to manure. The fertilizer very costly. Next, the differences between the manures and fertilizers. Manures, these are the organic substances. Fertilizers are the inorganic substances, also called as chemical substances. Here, manures, these are made up of natural substances. We know that plants excreta, animal excreta we are using. In the case of fertilizers, these are made up of chemical substances, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium we are using in the case of fertilizers. In the case of manures, these are cheap and are prepared in rural homes or fields. We are using natural method in the villages by using cow dung. Okay. In the case of fertilizers, these are costly and are prepared in factories. Chemicals prepared only in the factory. That's why fertilizers prepared in the factories. Next come to manures are slowly absorbed by the plants since they are insoluble in water. In the case of fertilizers, easily absorbed by the plants since they are soluble in water. In case of manures, it is difficult to store and transport. It is very difficult for the transportation and also storage. In the case of fertilizer, their storage and transportation is easy because we are using chemicals here. We can easily maintain it in the storage. Okay, these are the main differences between the manures and fertilizers. Next come to irrigation. This is also one of the method we are using in the crop fields for the better yield. Okay, here two types of wells are we are using, dug wells and tube wells. Dug wells water is collected by bullock operated devices or pumps. We are using pumps here for the collecting the water. In the case of tube wells, it makes very deep underground water available for irrigation. It is already present and inside the earth, that is underground water. Okay, then we can use that water by using motor pump. Okay, that is called as tube wells. In the one more irrigation method, that is called as canals. These get water from large rivers. Next, in third irrigation method, that is called as river lift system. In this system, water is directly taken from rivers through pumps. We are using pumps here. It is connected with the river. Through the pumps, the water comes from the river to the crop yield. This system is useful for irrigation in areas close to river. It is only applicable for the crop yields which is almost nearer to the river. Next, one more irrigation method, that is called as tank. Tank we are using for the irrigation. These are small storage reservoirs. Small quantity of water is there in the case of tanks. Next come to the last irrigative method, that is called as rainwater harvesting. It is very peculiar and very famous method we are using. Rainwater harvesting is a accumulation of water in tanks. We are creating a tank by collecting the water. Okay, or later use. This also prevents soil erosion. By using this type of irrigative methods or irrigation method, we can prevent the soil erosion in the crop yields. Next come to the crop patterns. We are using different patterns for the high production or number of production. Okay, high qualitative production, that is called as crop patterns. Here different patterns are used to maximize the production from the crop yields. There are three main patterns are there, that is mixed cropping, intercropping and crop rotation. These are the three types of crop patterns we are using in the crop areas or in the crop yields. First one, that is mixed cropping. Growing two or more than two crops together on the same piece of land is called as mixed cropping. Name itself indicates the definition here. Mixed cropping, we are using two or more variety crops we are using in the same land. Okay, that is called as mixed cropping. Example, we are using in the crop yield in wheat and gram, wheat and mustard, groundnut and sunflower. By using this type of cropping, we can increase the food production. Next method, that is intercropping. Two or more crops are grown on the same field in a definite pattern. We are using definite pattern. Okay, particular pattern we are using, but we are using two or more crops in a same land. Few rows of one followed by few rows of another. We are using rows wise. One row, one crop, second row is the second crop. You are using row wise. Okay, that is called as intercropping. Example, we are using soya bean plus maize. Soya bean in the first and second row, then third and fourth row we are using maize here. That is called as intercropping. One more example, that is finger millet, that is also called as bajra here. With that we are using cowpea. Okay, that is called as intercropping. Next, third one, that is crop rotation. Very familiar method we are using. Crop rotation is policy of growing different crops one after another on the same field. Okay, in the month of January we are using one crop. In the sixth month, that is in the May or June, we are using another crop. Okay, by changing the crops 6 months after 6 months, that is called as crop rotation here. Crop rotation is a policy of growing different crops one after another on the same land. In the same land we are using two or twice or thrice we are changing the crops. That is called crop rotation. If some crop is grown again and again on the same field, same nutrients are extracted from the soil again and again. Okay, see here, if some crop, we are using same crop in the same area again and again, the same nutrients are extracted from the soil. Okay, that is a one limitation, that is one default by the crop rotation. Okay, we are using same yield or same crop, the nutrients becomes less. So we should choose different crops so that all nutrients of soil are used. In the soil so many chemicals or so many nutrients are there, but we are using same yields or same crop again and again. The crop absorbs only the same nutrients from the soil. Okay, for the users of the, for using the all type of nutrients from the soil, we can change the yields. Okay, that is called as crop rotation here. Next, come to advantages of crop rotation. What is the use of crop rotation we are using in the crop yields? That first one, that is soil fertility is maintained. By using this type of method, we can provide or we can protect the soil fertility. We have to maintain the soil fertility for the betterment of the food resources. That's why we are using crop rotation. Second advantage, that is it controls pest and weeds. By changing the crops, we can control the pest and weeds. Next, third advantage, that is several crops can be grown in succession with only one soil preparation. Several crops can be grown in succession, one by one. We are using different crops one by one, that can maintain the soil fertility and also the soil nutrients, absorption of the soil nutrients succession one after the another. Only one soil preparation. In the same soil we can take the different types of crops. That is the advantages of the crop rotation here. Thank you. We will continue in the next class.